MassHousing has collaborated with the Baker administration to create a $100 million loan fund to produce rental workforce housing for middle-income Massachusetts residents. The loan fund is intended to help working families and young professionals live in high-rent communities. MassHousing Executive Director Tim Sullivan said there is a clear need for rental housing priced for working families and individuals.
We see a lot of luxury housing being built, and we see affordable housing being built, but we don't see a lot of new production in this middle space. There were various studies that have come out, whether that's Boston 2030 and the mayor's plan, which called for over 20,000 units of middle-income housing, a recent Urban Land Institute study that talked about middle-income housing as being a really big need to fill the workforce that's going to come up over the next 15 years. So in our mind, this is an important marriage between sort of what our eyes tell us, what the data tells us, and what we know the state needs to generate strong economic development going forward.
MassHousing worked closely with the Baker administration to create the workforce housing program, and the governor announced it at the construction site of the Gateway Residences in Lynn, which was the first project to receive financing through the MassHousing Loan Fund.
This is one element of an agenda that we believe will help us work with local communities and others to put thousands of affordable and workforce priced housing up around the Commonwealth of Mass over the course of the next 4 or 5 years.
Governor Baker's ability to quickly identify a problem, suggest thoughtful, practical solutions, was the inspiration for the program we're about to talk about. A program to help middle-income people who are being squeezed out of the housing market, people who are critical to the viability of the economy of the state.
At least 50% of the folks in Lynn are cost burdened by their rent. And we have a lot of programs in Lynn that supply the units for the very low income, but we don't have a lot of housing stock and we don't have a lot of units available to those folks that are between 61% and 120% of AMI. So this was a great opportunity to supply those units for those folks that are working and that are cost burdened.
From a developer perspective, clearly the demand for this middle income housing is high and is growing. People quite clearly understand the need, and I also think people very much connect to the fact that our economy is an innovation economy, and the kinds of jobs it creates require that we have this middle income housing if we're going to have vibrant mixed income communities.
It's not just in Boston. In some of these local communities, they're having a real challenge of being able to allow younger working families to stay in these communities that have higher costs.
We're happy to talk to anyone and just come to us with whatever you might have. If it's a family-owned parcel that's been in the family for a long time and you now think it would be great to build 12 units of housing, come talk to us. If it's a 300-unit development somewhere, we're happy to talk to you about that as well.
We certainly don't see this as a replacement for our core mission for providing affordable housing. But on the other hand, MassHousing was created to provide mixed income housing, and we really think of this as a call back to our mission.